Hello, dear students. Today we are going to discuss together Chapter 2 in White Fang. What are we going to do today? Today we are going to discuss some preview questions to remember what you've prepared, the main incidents that happened in the chapter, and the most important quotations. Make sure you've read and listened to the chapter carefully before starting. So let's start with the preview questions. Remember the end of chapter 1? When Bill was killed by the wolves, Henry heard the 3 shots because they had only 3 bullets. He heard 1 shot, another shot, and then a third one. But he couldn't go and help his friend. Why? Because he had no gun and no bullets. Now, what did Henry do when the wolves got too close to him? What do you think could stop the wolves from getting so close to Henry? Maybe he lit some fire to keep the wolves away. 2. Why did Henry leave Lord Alfred's coffin in a tree? Because it's too heavy for him and it's slowing him down. 3. What did Henry find when he woke up in the morning after losing all the dogs? We will find out as we read. Now, summary of the chapter. Henry became alone after Bill followed the she-wolf into the forest and didn't come back. He had only 2 dogs left. Remember, at the beginning they had 6 dogs. The wolves ate and killed most of the dogs. Now Henry has how many dogs left? Only 2 dogs left. And he helped them to pull the sled because the sled now is too heavy only for 2 dogs to pull. So he helped the dogs to pull the sled with them because the sled has a dead body, Lord Alfred's body, and it's too heavy. At night, Henry stopped and built a fire, and his dogs stayed close to him. Why did the dogs stay close to him? Because they were afraid of the wolves. Henry didn't sleep much. Why? Why he couldn't? Because the dogs kept growling. You know the meaning of the word growl? To growl means to make a low, rough sound, usually in anger. Something like that. So Henry didn't sleep much because the dogs kept growling whenever the wolves moved closer, and he could see the red eyes of the wolves in the darkness. When the wolves got too close to Henry, he picked up a burning piece of wood from the fire and threw it at them. Henry had a lot of wood. He had a lot of firewood. What did he use the firewood for? He used it to build fire, but in the morning he found that the wolves stole the firewood on the sled. Why? Why do you think the wolves did this? Why did they steal the firewood? Because Henry uses the firewood to build fire, and wolves are scared of fire. They cannot get too close to Henry because of the fire, so they're clever, they're smart. Henry knew that the wolves were very clever and that he had no weapon nor fire to keep them away. A weapon means an object used in fighting such as gun, bomb, or knife. Henry decided to leave Lord Alfred's body in a tree. Why, Henry? Why did you do this? What's the point of the journey? Remember at first Henry and Bill? The point of setting off on this journey was to bury Lord Alfred's body in Fort McGurry, but now it's too risky. He cannot risk his life, okay? So he had to leave Lord Alfred's body because it's too heavy and it's slowing him down. So Henry decided to leave Lord Alfred's body in a tree so the journey would be much faster and easier for him. He went with 2 dogs to another forest and stopped to cut some wood so he could build fire for the night. Henry threw burning wood at the wolves to keep them away whenever they got close to him. Okay, whenever the wolves got close to Henry, instantly, right away, he would throw burning wood at the wolves. Why? To keep them away. They went away, the wolves went away and came back many times until Henry got very tired. You know, wolves don't get easily tired like humans, okay? They come, then Henry throws fire at them, and then they go, come and go. It's too tiring, right? Until Henry got tired and went to sleep. When Henry woke up in the morning, he found the she-wolf had her teeth around his arm. Oh my God. And the other wolves were ready to attack him. Thank God that he woke up at the right moment. He started kicking and throwing burning wood at them till they ran away. But he didn't find his dogs anywhere. So they must have been killed by the wolves as well. No, now Henry is all alone. The two dogs left are dead now. Henry was completely alone against the wolves, and they kept moving around him again. He had only fire as a weapon to keep the wolves away. What kind of weapon did he have? Fire. So he carried a burning piece of wood with him wherever he went. Why? Why did Henry carry a burning piece of wood with him wherever he went? To protect himself, because fire now was his only weapon to keep the wolves away. At night, Henry, built a circle of fire around him and sat in the middle to protect himself from the wolves. The wolves sat outside the ring of fire, and Henry could see the she-wolf looking at him. He saw her with her white fangs. He saw her white fangs, and she looked like she was laughing at him. She looked at the moon and gave a great howl. Ow! Then the other wolves howled too. As we said, howling is the way wolves communicate with each other. Henry was so tired that he didn't feel afraid anymore. You know what? I'm too tired even to be afraid. He gave up and slept. When he woke up in the morning, he found that the fire went out, but the wolves were not there. What happened? Where did the wolves go? He heard dogs barking and he saw three men on sleds, and they asked him about Lord Alfred. Finally, help came. And Henry told them, the three men on sleds, he told them that the dead body, Lord Alfred's dead body, is kept in a box in a tree. Now let's move on to the most important quotations on page 12, lines 6 and 7.
I understand you. Stay close to me. Fort McGurry is still far away, but we'll try to get there together.
Henry said these words to the last two dogs when they stopped in the forest and built fire, and the dogs stayed close to him. Why? Because they were afraid of the wolves after losing Bill and the other dogs. So this quotation, who said these words? I understand you, stay close to me. Fort McGurry is still far away, but we'll try to get there together. Henry said these words. To whom? To the lost two dogs. When or why? When they stopped in the forest and built a fire. And the dogs stayed close to him. Why did the dogs stay close to him? Because they were afraid of the wolves after losing Bill and the other dogs. We have another important quotation on page 12 from line 8 till line 13.
Henry did not sleep much. The last two dogs growled whenever the wolves moved closer and kept him awake. Henry could see the wolves' red eyes in the darkness. When they got too close, Henry had to do something. He picked up a burning piece of wood from the fire and threw it at them. Take that. I'll burn you if you get any closer.
The wolves were not afraid of Henry and the dogs. As they knew, they became alone. The wolves were hungry and they were trying to attack. Attack here means what? To attack someone means to try to hurt somebody. So the wolves, they were trying to attack Henry and his dogs, but Henry used fire to keep them away. He threatened to burn them if they came any closer. There is another important quotation on page 12 from line 14 till line 17.
In the morning, Henry saw that there was no firewood on the sled. My God, those wolves stole the firewood. They know how to kill a man. I didn't think they were so clever.
Henry knew that the wolves were very clever when he woke up and found that the wolves stole the firewood at night, so he couldn't light fire and scare them. So why did the wolves steal the firewood at night? So that Henry couldn't light fire and scare them. Henry also knew he was in great danger now because he had nothing to defend himself against the wolves. We have another important quotation on page 12 from line 18 till line 21.
Henry knew he did not have much time before the wolves attacked him. He decided to leave Lord Alfred's coffin in a tree and come back for it later. The journey was much faster now that the sled was empty.
Empty means not containing anything or people. So Henry decided to leave Lord Alfred's coffin in a tree. What is the meaning of the word coffin? A coffin is a long, narrow box made of wood for keeping a corpse, a dead body, to be buried. So his journey would be faster and it would be easier for him to escape from the wolves. Why did Henry decide to leave Lord Alfred's coffin in a tree? So that his journey would be faster and it would be easier for him to escape from the wolves. As we said, the coffin was too heavy for him and it was slowing him down. We have another important quotation on page 12 from line 27 till line 28, and another one on page 13, the first four lines.
He went to sleep and did not hear the dogs growl. Other wolves were ready to attack him when he jumped into the fire, kicking and throwing the burning wood all around him. It worked. The wolves ran away. When Henry looked for the dogs, he could not find them anywhere.
So Henry cut some wood and kept throwing burning wood at the wolves whenever they came close, but he got tired after all, after a few times, and slept. When he woke up, he found that the she-wolf was attacking him. Remember when he woke up and he found her teeth? When he found his arm between her teeth? Yeah? He threw burning wood at the wolves till they ran away, but then he couldn't find any of his dogs. And that means that the dogs were killed by the wolves as well. We have another important quotation on page 13 from line 7 till line 14.
You think you've got me, huh? You'll see. Henry knew that fire was his only weapon. He carried a burning piece of wood with him wherever he went. When night came, he built a circle of fire around him and sat in the middle. The wolves sat outside this ring of fire, waiting. Henry could see this she-wolf looking at him. He saw her white fangs. She looked like she was laughing at him. She looked up at the moon and gave a great howl. Then the
Henry said these words to the wolves. Who said these words? You think you've got me, huh? You'll see. Who said these words? Henry. He said these words to whom? To the wolves. Why or when? When the wolves, when they would move in around him, thinking it was easy to attack him. Why did they think it was easy to attack him now? Because they knew he was alone. After losing all the dogs, they killed the last two dogs. He had only fire as a weapon. He built a circle of fire around him so the wolves wouldn't get close to him, but he could still see the wolves. But he could still see the she-wolf as she was looking at him as if she was challenging him. Okay, with her white fangs, it looked as if she was laughing at him and challenging him. We have another important quotation on page 13 from line 15 till line 17.
In the end, Henry was too tired to even feel afraid. That's it. You win. I'm going to sleep. Do what you want. I don't care anymore.
Henry got tired of fighting the wolves and he decided to give up and sleep, even when he knew that the wolves would attack him during his sleep. The final quotation we have for this chapter is on page 13, from line 18 to line 25.
He woke up in the morning, and something was wrong. The fire was out, but the wolves were not there. Was he dreaming? He heard dogs barking, and then he saw three men on sleds. They stopped next to him.
Are you one of Lord Alfred's men?
Yes. Am I glad to see you?
Where is Lord Alfred?
He's in a tree. Dead. In a box.
Henry expected that the wolves would attack him when the fire went out, but he woke up and found three men next to him. The three men, they asked him if he was one of Lord Alfred's men, and he told them that he was glad, that he was happy to see them. Why? Because they saved him, they saved his life. They saved him from the wolves, and he wasn't alone anymore. Henry, he told them that he left Lord Alfred's body in a box in a tree. Thank you for watching. Bye.